So freedom of speech enables the potential for any person or idea to have a platform, but just because it has a platform doesn't mean it makes sense. Let's have a look. Hello and welcome to Talk Sense Some. Now as we get into this video you might be asking, why am I grabbing for such low-bearing fruit? Why am I picking such an easy target? And as you'll see the video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It does seem like low-bearing fruit, but I wouldn't even bother to make a video about it if it weren't number 11 trending on YouTube right now. But all that aside, we're going to go ahead and get right into the video here. I ask you to join me as I attempt to talk sense some.
You know, when something horrible happens in the world, you'll see the rise of two types of people. Number one, people who don't let fear divide them and instead choose to come together. And number two, racist idiots who don't deserve an internet connection. And here's the thing, right? I just don't like when people are bad at things. If you're gonna be racist, at least do it right. And look at this comment under my YouTube video. Go back to your country, you terrorist Paki, Afghan Indian Muslim slut. Hashtag make America great again.
Now, being familiar with Lilly's other works on YouTube, namely, this isn't uncharacteristic of her. It's just a shame that being characteristic means talking absolute nonsense. Now, she starts off with a very basic concept that when a major event happens, people tend to take sides. But then she goes to display how full of herself she is by saying you're either on her side or you're just racist. Now, she never tells what events she's referencing to, but she is really quick to bring attention to her own YouTube channel. Which to me, ironically, causes me to think that there are two different possibilities for doing this. Either one, she's full of herself and thinks that her posting a video is a major worldwide event that causes people to take sides. Or number two, she's piggybacking on unspecified major events of the world to justify her ranting on a specific comment that she doesn't like. And what's sad is that both of them are equally likely to be the case. Moving away from the generalities and more into the specifics, the comment she chooses to pull out of the mass crowd of comments she gets on all of her videos is something that's not really alien for the internet to produce. I mean, come on, has she never been on 4chan? Has she never watched a live stream on YouTube? This stuff isn't out of character of the internet to produce because it's such a free and open platform. But for the sake of proving her point, to address her dominance over the internet, I guess, she decides to choose the most politically incorrect comment and make a 5-minute video about it for attention that puts her at number 11 on YouTube's trending. Which by in any other case would just be a major case of who gives a fuck. But because of who she is and the people she appeals to, she has a mass audience of people that are just drooling over the idea that people are racist so that they can benefit from it. And to herself and her followers, she may seem like a really big hero for doing this, but I don't see her any more than a disgusting human being for taking advantage of people like that. And by the way, the link to the original video is going to be down in the description, and I invite you to go look at the video yourself and go through the comment section and see just how poorly they speak of other people as well. If she wants to play these games, we can play these games. It's a double-edged sword on this one.
Now, I don't mean to discourage Merrick, okay? He seems like a great guy. But your stupidity bothers me. Okay, first and foremost, let's make education great again. In fact,
No, 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 no. Everything from the cheesy setup to the sketchy teleprompter-like lines to the unimpressive graphics. It's just a cringe fest all over in this video. Which, by the way, this means that she's here mostly for entertainment and not actually for education, so she really has no credit to anything she's saying past this point anyways. Like, who are you appealing to with this? Are you trying to appeal to your audience where they're just drooling over you bashing one particular commenter? Is it for the commenter who more than likely is never going to see this video in their life? Or is it a statement for everyone who disagrees with you? Because if they don't agree with you, they must be racist. I'd like to call attention to the fact that any YouTube channel that actually cares about the content they're creating, trying to be factual, correct, debatable, they're not set up like this. And this is really something that reaches outside of YouTube too, that we see in most of our media, is that there's been a blurred divide between entertainment and actual facts or news. Which is really a shame, because while Lily's sitting on her high horse at number 11 trending on YouTube, I'm sure that there's countless YouTube channels that talk about racism in a formal, respectful, debatable manner that are just not getting that same limelight. And in fact, I'd love to see Lily's reaction to a video like this, because I already know what her reaction is going to be. It's that somehow that I'm jealous of her and her success, and to that I say, I wouldn't want your success because it's founded on lies and entertainment before facts. I'm calling you out, Lily. Will you return?
Hello and welcome. We'll begin by taking attendance. Are you here? Of course you are. YouTube comments are how you feel validated. Today we're going to be taking a trip around the world, so you'll need to pack. It's probably been years since you've had the chance to use your passport, just like your penis. But don't worry, this time you'll actually take off.
Don't you just feel terrible now? The fact that Lily is calling you out with jokes to the same effect as your mama jokes. Honestly, I take more offense to the fact that she's talking in that, whatever the hell that whimsical, I know better than you voice is. Like, really? First things first, if anybody knows anything about debates, it's the person who throws the first insult who's most likely to lose. Not necessarily the first person to call someone out on an emotional level, but just blatant insulting to exactly this effect. So in a debate standpoint, the way I'm looking at Lily now is that she's put herself on the defense by being on such a strong offense. Now she has to justify all these insults she made at 1 minute into the video for the remaining 4 minutes of this video. Let's just see what you got, Lily. Just giving you the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how you attempt to turn this one around.
To go back to my foreign country, we'll need to fly a long 45 minutes all the way back to Canada. But I'm assuming you thought my country was somewhere else. So let's fly across the world to the country of Paki, Afghan, India. India is all the way over here, across the ocean. So unfortunately, you won't be able to drive your trailer there. Oh, Kofefe. What?
I'll make a valid point here in just a second once she finishes her thought, but I had to interject here because that was the cringiest use of Kofefe that I've ever heard. Oh my god.
Once you board your flight, settle in. It's going to be a long journey. But that's okay, you can take a good rest. It must be so exhausting to walk right through airport security. The aircraft you're flying will probably be a double-decker, which means it'll have about 300 to 400 people on board, which is approximately the same amount of people at Trump's inauguration. JK, that's an alternative fact, but you're probably used to those from watching so much Fox News.
Alright, I'm going to cut her off right here because she's giving me way too much to talk about. First off, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're not 100% Canadian. You're not hiding that. You're not fooling anybody. I know that this whole video is supposed to be about geography and where you're actually from, but to be quite honest, I don't care about where you're from or what your ethnicity is. But don't try to tell me that both sides of your parents' lineage are 100% Canadian, and to say otherwise is racist. You're not fooling anyone. I also have to laugh at the fact that she takes the whole Paki, Afghan, India thing so seriously because the way it's used in the comment, it's not like that specific. It's more about the adjective and less about the noun. I mean, like I said, I don't care about your ethnicity or heritage, but it wouldn't be far-fetched to think that maybe somewhere in your heritage you might have family in one of those areas. I mean, a lot of people do. And then she brushes up on the whole airport security thing. I don't know all the numbers or stats on the topic, but I don't think she does either. But we're gonna have a talk sense some moment where I ask, How many terrorist attacks have been committed by white males? I mean, I hate to put it like that, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience for innocent people that have to go through that kind of stuff as a result of the actions of a very few. But it is security. And maybe I'm thinking too much about what's supposed to be a really subtle joke, but I mean, she's making fun of a really easily debatable topic. Like it's nothing. And then she continues to pepper in a couple Donald Trump jokes because making fun of Donald Trump has given her a better career than her original content could give her. And then she pokes fun at Fox News, which I don't really care too much about, but I feel like the only reason why she does is because it's the trendy thing to do. We live in a country that's so dominated by liberal media that it's refreshing to see a different point of view sometimes. Whether it's 100% correct or not, I don't believe that any news outlet has been 100% correct in the last 20 years even. I'll bet you if you ask her what she thinks of CNN, she'll think it's a godsend. So, I mean, I'd take this one with a grain of salt here. And then I want you to take note something here. At the point 212 in the original video, Lilly does something that really catches my attention because it's really something only characteristic of something you see out of the most unintelligent people. And if you don't like giving her the satisfaction of that one more view, you can just go back to the exact point of where this narration started. But she does something that I call a signature liberal grin. It is the most self-satisfied look of, I got you, I know better than you, I win. And this is something I've only ever really seen out of extreme leftists. People like Lacey Green do it. If you watch any video that includes extreme leftists, you will see this grin on one of their faces, I guarantee it. And 100% of the time, it is immediately after saying something that's not intelligent, but a direct personal attack on the person. And with that being said, the only thing I'd like to add is, shame on you, Lilly. Shame on you for being an awful person. And some may say that that's a hypocritical thing of me to say, but I've been the only person here trying to talk sense some using logical and critical thinking. So I say, bite me.
Please note that we're not going to fly through the Bermuda Triangle because things mysteriously disappear there. In fact, that's probably where your education went. We're going to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, around Africa, and through this passageway that's very narrow. Just like your mind. You may recognize some of these countries we're flying over as places immigrants come from to steal your jobs, or just the same countries you steal oil from.
God, this video is so dense with just uneducated insults. Talking sense some, if we're starting from the middle of the United States like you referenced to earlier when you were taking your trip to Canada, we wouldn't be going through the Bermuda Triangle, and we wouldn't go through the Red Sea. We would simply fly over it horizontally because that's the route we would take to get to those countries. You literally looked at the map and said, how many geography-based insults can I make along the way of this plane route? You literally had to look for the insult. Who the hell are you? And that's where your education went. Wow, Lilly, you got him, yeah. What is this, grade school? Come on, grow up. Even if we are just throwing insults here, like, it's such a weak insult. Step up your game. Make me work for it. And she also makes a really weird allusion to the whole immigrants taking U.S. jobs. First off, the concern in that argument lies with an illegal immigration where people unjustly come and take jobs from tax-paying citizens. And second off, that's usually a topic between the United States and Mexico, not really these Middle Eastern countries. So all of these insults are so hollow and ill-informed that I barely even take them as insults. But what's sad is that so many people drool about it. Just, yeah, get 'em, get 'em. It's just, no. This isn't civil. This isn't debate. This is just hate, which is exactly what you're trying to, quote-unquote trying, to fight against. But you and your fans benefit from these ideas of racist concepts. Without racism, your career is hardly anything at all because it barely gives you anything to complain about. It gives you barely any reason to be an entertainer. You get paid for other people to be racist. How ironic is that? And then I'm sure I don't have to draw any more attention to the fact that she did that smug extreme left grin again. I mean, you really showed me, Lily. You took all those facts, put them all together, and made a beautiful insult that just devastated me. Is that what you wanted to hear? What are you looking to gain from this? I mean, this is just talking sense some. She had to have made this video with some sort of goal or objective in mind to fulfill upon the video's completion and uploading. And for the life of me, I cannot come up with any reasonable excuse to make a video like this. Unless she was looking for an excuse to hurl insults for attention. And based on what I've seen of this video so far, that's the only thing I think this is. But if she doesn't come up with any kind of educated explanation as to why she's doing this, I might just end the video, because trying to go over all of these insults with any common sense, it would be like talking to a brick wall. I'm not going to stoop to her level of just throwing insults for more views, more attention. I mean, I've done my fair share thus far, but all reactionary, none provocative. So Lily, if you have anything else to say in this video, you better hope you said it within the next minute, or else I'm just gonna cut you short.
Once we reach our destination, you'll notice that India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan are actually 3 separate countries. You silly American Aussie Brit. When you land and are going through customs and they ask for your occupation, make sure you say trash can. And when they ask your date of birth, be sure to say 3000 BC. You effing caveman. You'll notice right away that India is full of beautiful sights and culture. And I know what you're thinking. It probably smells like curry. And you know what? You're right. And it's delicious.
And incest. I don't know why you're white knighting India if you're not even from there. On the topic of American racism, this should be irrelevant. But okay, this can be a thing now.
And although there are approximately 175 million Muslims in India, there are approximately 2 billion in the whole world. Which means if every Muslim was a terrorist, you wouldn't stand a goddamn chance. Good thing they're not. Now that we're here, the good news is your wife can save all that money she spends at tanning salons trying to look closer to my complexion.
Canadian? Oh, that's right. You're not full-blood white Canadian. So why is this video a thing again?
Quick travel tip. If you're going to India, they don't kill cows there, so there's no beef. But don't worry, because if you kill anything, it'll be considered mental illness. So you're good. I hope you've enjoyed this trip to where you think I'm from, and I promise if I ever meet a genie, all 3 of my wishes will be for you to get an atlas. To be honest, whether I went back to my country of Pakistan, India, or even Canada, I don't see how that would benefit you, since my tax bracket helps pay for your kids' education. You're welcome, Timothy.
Alrighty then, let's deal with this monster of a topic. So first things first, I'm not giving her the spotlight anymore on this because she did exactly what I thought she was going to do and just throw empty insults for the entire video. To who? Who knows, but she seems to be pretty eager to throw around her own quote-unquote privilege in reference to her tax bracket situation. First off, I'm not even going to touch the topic of Muslim culture right now. That's to be saved for a different day. But everything past that seems to be just a blatant racist stereotyping of a lot of different people, including the people she's insulting and the people she's white knighting for whatever reason. Just please, Lily, talk sense some. Just a little bit. Just enough to give me the hope in humanity that the people that actually put this video onto number 11 on trending for YouTube aren't just downright insane, drooling over the fact that you just spent 5 minutes insulting one person that wrote one comment. And plus, when did this turn from a geography lesson to a cultural lesson anyways? She's so caught up in looking for insults, she forgot what she was talking about. Like, are you even trying anymore, or are you just taking this tangent to just let it all out? Also, if India is so great, why don't you go there? Just a quick question. Plus, if we're on the topic of white knighting, why isn't she doing the same for Pakistan or Afghanistan. And then she outright says that her only wish is that the writer of that comment were more educated in the way they spoke. When in actuality, she's fighting fire with fire on this one, and in fact, she gets a little bit more racist in this video than that comment was, and just makes a fool of herself, throwing empty, uneducated insults. So I don't know, Lily. I don't know why you're number 11 trending right now. You really don't deserve all this attention you're getting. If this is the 11th best thing that YouTube has to offer me at this point in time, that's sad. And really, if I talk any more on this, I'll just be redundant in reference to things that I've already said throughout the duration of this video. There's really nothing more to be said about this video other than, you are no better, Lily, and I challenge you to tell me otherwise. So what do you think? Do you think Lily is justified in all of the insults she's throwing in this 5-minute video? Or is she just insane? Let me know in this video's poll, or down in the comments, or with a like or dislike button. And if you'd like to see more of my work, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. This has been Talk Sense Some, and until next time, I bid you fare thee well.